And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Transport Fever. Alright, we've got ourselves some cows to food and some stone to construction materials. And each one of those is being delivered to 2 of the cities. And the cities have responded quite well. And we've had some fluctuations, but I don't know why industry sort of dipped down, but I think that was a lot of reconstruction. Because whenever something is bulldozed and reconstructed, obviously we lose whatever demand that they offer. And these houses must be just miserable in the middle of all of that industry. But anyway, I kind of want to get the goods that we've got being made and get them distributed around. So that means we need to move the food to all the other cities, and as well as the construction materials, which is going to take some time. So first things first, let's look at food. And I kind of want this. Do we want this to come from this side? Right here? Because we've got 3 different tracks. I think one of those might be reserved for something else. But yeah, I think one thing we're going to want to do is limit how much stuff is on the surface. Or, we can always, let's see, not down, I want down. There we go. A sort of gentle slope down will give me a little bit of wiggle room. And then let's take this final one back here. And see if we can't get that going. So this is the line. I want this to sort of go off and point. Actually, we don't really need to do that. What we need to do is figure out if we want this to be double tracked. I don't think we do, honestly. 1 track, I think, will cover it. So let's pull this off of like right here. And we'll be able to put a depot right on this. Something like that. Okay, so that basically brings us food. Okay, so food I'm using green for, but I don't want to get too attached to that. But anyway, we're going to go from here over to here. So this is far west food supply, like so. Currently demanding roughly 216, although our coverage is not 100%, so it'll be a little bit different from that. I want to try to get every city up into beyond 75% covered. That might be a challenge in and of itself to try to get that done. Okay. Now, I would like to bring one down to south because we got lots of coverage down here. And we also have some underground tunnels that we can use. Okay, so if we let's plan on not having, let's plan on these 2 being used for something. Let's not see if we can't see this literally impacts with that. So let's drag this back a ways. This is going to be underground for quite a bit of this trip. I want to sort of point it in that general direction. And then we want to go under this. So stretch that out, and then... No, I didn't want to hit B, I wanted to hit N. Okay. Okay, so N drops us below this tunnel, which is good. Let's keep our trajectory. Uh-oh, you're colliding with something. Okay. There we go. Now, it should be relatively pointing in the right direction. Now, let's try to bring this up into the world. And where do we want to connect this? Let's connect this right in like that. So it's mainly a tunnel system, but let's do this one. That's a long journey. So this line, well, can we maybe bring this out like that? And then a depot. Just like that. So other things that I've done, rather than add trains to this east-west line, I wanted to see what would happen if, you know, I bumped it up a little bit. So I went ahead and replaced all of the vehicles with a double-headed, massive, like doubled the capacity train. And so far, so good. As you can see, we are still moving a lot of people around. And if we look at the line, the finances, you can see there's a jump right here. So obviously it's kind of leveling off right now, and we're only halfway through the year, so you can see. But you know, the running costs almost doubled, because each one of these trains is not cheap, not by any stretch. So yeah, a little bit of an issue there. Okay. So we want another line, and this one's going to be like lighter green. So that one goes down there, and we want to go down to south. So this is going to be south food supply. Okay, we have two more of these. Should we start pushing the food down? I would like to, because you know, boosting south will also help, you know, southeast and southwest. North is already getting some food. It's getting roughly 95%. And I'm thinking that's had a good impact. Like, yeah, see, residential, big impact there, because, you know, more people are using the trains and all that kind of stuff. I've also double-headed or double-trained both the east and west bows. So they've got two trains on them now. Now that we have some good money. How's my construction materials doing? Oh, it's going pretty good. Now that what looks like, yeah, industrial is sort of recovering from what it was. Okay, so let's get some food delivered. So this is going to become way over here to far west. So 219 is the limit. I'm thinking this line is going to be able to be run twice in a year. That makes a big difference. So, what far west? I think I got to try to match that color as best I can. I think it was like here. That is a horrible color. we do have a new GE C40 8-watt, but top speed of 70, not ideal. So let's buy one of these. We're going to go boxcar, food. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think 10 should be fine. Might be a little overkill, in fact, but should be fine. And this is going to be Far West food supply. It's happy. All right. So the next stop is South food supply. And that color is a little like down here. Horrible looking. And then boxcar, same deal. Food. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this, South food supply. So now we should start seeing the demand. So this potential 644, that is the magic number. As soon as October is over, so I put both of these in place, it should jump up from Far West 219 plus South 194. So like it should jump about 400 or so in your potential. And I'm hoping that it sees that. Because there's a lot stored, as you can see. It's got a lot of food stored. And that, I mean, that's why you don't exceed your production from your potential. There it is, 854. So now, yep, there the extra food coming in. South food supply should, well, it's going to be a long trip coming back. What's the wait on that? Okay, Far West food supply, 10 minutes. South food supply, 8 minutes. Why is that one faster? That should not be faster. That's a lot longer to travel than way over here. That's weird. Maybe it's able to go faster longer or something? I don't know. But now we should start seeing food being delivered all across the board. And I'm hoping they fixed the limitations with... Oh yeah, look at the potential just jumped again. So that might have... Yep, definitely. It definitely jumped. We went from 600 to 1,000. That's taking into account both of them now. And now we've got South food supply being actually delivered. So the big question is whether or not we can deliver on more than 4 lines from any given production house. That is a big question, because that's where I've run into issues in the past, is trying to supply more and more goods. It just doesn't work. Just does not like that at all. We could try to get Northwest up and running. GE80, GE60C. That might be the next iteration of that engine that I've been using. Let me take a peek here. Okay, that's 99. Okay, so that's not as fast. Okay, ticket price for kilometers, 5,000. Okay. And I want to see what the ticket price is on my main moneymaker here. There's the train that I can look at. Still 6,000 per kilometer. And she's full. Look at that. That's crazy how much that fills up. Okay. Looks like industry has recovered. I did add a few lines here. I think, was it this one? No, it was far west that I worked on. I put a tunnel underneath here, and I added a whole nother line set going around. As you can see, we've got this one going around this way on its own set of lines. So, you know, I wanted to get residential. This one right here is crucial because we've got access to commercial and industrial. So any housing that's around there is gonna benefit from that one stop. So all of this stuff back in here, this is all brand new. All this housing development back here. So yeah, far west, doing pretty good. Hopefully when we start getting some food in there, it'll do even better. And we have so much industry on the fringe, I'm tempted to put in. What is going on here? That is not what I intended for you guys at all. I'm going to spend the money. That was ridiculous. There. That is what I was going for. Okay. Pretty soon we'll have lots and lots and lots of things on there. Okay. You can see the food is starting, it's still being delivered. So, do we want, I kind of want to deliver some way over here because this would be a challenge. 224, that's a pretty decent amount of demand. How about over here? 267. We got most of it covered. We're finally giving some to south here. Hopefully, that first train is going to make it soon. There it is. Wow, both of these are going to arrive almost exactly the same time. That's pretty impressive. The reason I don't think I need more than one train is because once the heavy hauling mod comes into play, we'll be able to move material pretty quickly. Okay. I mean, I would have preferred it to be maxed out, but you know, it is what it is. So, potential is still 1080. Production is close to that, but not exact. I might need some more cow delivery. Well, these guys just do not like to get up to speed. It's a balance. Once you come up to here and see that there's nothing being stored locally, then you need to start feeding it more material. Okay. So that's 4 of our 7 cities. Wait. 4, no, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, we have 11 cities. We've got 4 of them covered. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So let's see if we can't push some into Westy here, since we have quite a bit of demand, to another 273. I'm thinking we're going to take just this line, leave that other one for I don't know, something coming from over from this direction. We'll have bridges, we'll have a whole slew of things and stuff that we'll need to sort out in the end, but see, we have southwest that can come off of here. South is already coming off of here, so I mean, I think we can safely bring this one out. Okay, let's perfect. Okay, line, new line. Let's go this way from here to here. And this is Westy food supply. Okay. We are going to add another roughly 273. We don't have all of them. Like, we got a couple commercials back here that we're not covering. So we're not quite at that level, but you know, it is what it is. And I'm pretty sure Westy is this sort of off teal color. So like this one, I think it was. I think I'm going to still go with the EMD. Let's see, power 1,500 horsepower. Yeah, it's an expensive one, but we'll move enough stuff. Food. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Set line. Westy food supply. So now we're seeing a little bit bump here, but that's probably just town growth, I'm guessing, because it'll add more as it grows. Let's get this up here. So the big thing is getting this over 2,000. Once it's over 2,000, you'll be able to actually start producing more and get it upgraded again. But the big question here is whether or not it will be able to supply more than 4 lines. If not, we're going to need a whole different set. Like, we're going to need, if we have 11 cities, we're going to need 3 different food factories. Okay, that's the Westy food. Don't have any supplied yet, fortunately. Hasn't seen it. This truck line is going pretty good. Yeah, look at that. Actually profitable. It's amazing. I'm waiting for the end of the month here. It's 27th, 28th, 29th. All right, let's see if this bumps up. It does bump up. Big question is now, is it going to start supplying it? Aha! We have one. I mean, it's one, but it's something. So, look at that. We had a record last year of how much food we loaded. This is glorious. So the higher the level of this, also the faster it can push food into where it's needed. Okay, close that. Finances. What's the running cost? It's just under 4 million. So this might, so likely not make its destination, but hopefully that settles it. So South Food Supply, obviously, we just had some picked up there. But we're seeing the demand, which is good. Now, the big issue is now, as you can see, we're starting to drain the reserve of our food factory. And that tells me we might need to move some more cows. But I want to get everything hooked up first before we max out our cows. So this will dump a bunch of cows in there. And start bringing that up. The faster the better. And all right, our second food delivery. But obviously that one's no way is that going to get all the way out there. How about this one? This one's pretty profitable, so that's good. Mainly these are just to push the cities and get them growing as much as possible. So South has started to show. Look at the commercial. Look how far up that commercial goes. Commercial has a huge response to the food that we give it. All right, so we now have 5 cities being delivered food. But that's going to have to do it for this episode, and I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.